What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Steve Gunner, bringing you all the week 2 of the On-World Trophy, where we, the Bullet Punch Club, are going to be going up against none other than my good friend, Chris, aka Skyrander. That's right, folks. Unfortunately, after a very devastating 1-0 loss, which was quite frankly a tragedy considering how I fucking misclicked. Oh my god, that was such a sad moment. We are going to try to turn things around and hopefully continue the season on a positive note before hopefully eventually making playoffs and trying to take home the gold. So yeah, if you guys are excited for this, please do feel free to hit that thumbs up button as hard as you possibly can. And yeah, now before I get into this, there are a few things that I do feel the need to mention. First things first, regrettably this whole match was like literally the worst possible thing that ended up being recorded on my laptop, because during then everything was just a lagging mess during then. So yeah, I'm actually going to be showing Chris's clip, Chris's side of the battle as far as the video material goes. So yeah, huge shoutouts and thanks go to him. And yeah, another thing that I gotta mention though would have to be the fact that the next 2 matches unfortunately are gonna have to be done via post-com, because there were certain phases where the audio just ended up dying for the video, and yeah, it was really unfortunate, but thankfully though it's definitely still salvageable by all means. So yeah, I hope you guys are okay with that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say on the matter. And yeah, with that being said, Chris's team is actually pretty threatening, and you should be able to see that here and now. And just from team preview alone, he definitely does have a decent chunk of threats, from his Mamoswine to his Primarina to his Cobalion and all of those things. And yeah, realistically speaking, they are very much going to be huge issues for me to deal with, but it's at the same time is something that is definitely not unsalvageable by any means. So yeah, as far as the biggest threat to him goes, it would easily have to be my Zeraora, because again, look at Zeraora and look at his team. Now back at Zeraora and back at his team, what do you see? Very little switch-ins to this monster. So yeah, I'm going to be able to run Plasma Fist, Bulk Up, Close Combat, and Substitute, because realistically I thought this would be the best possible set to bring against him. He could obviously try to bring Serena, but honestly I don't think it would match up really well against the vast majority of my squad. So yeah, in the grand scheme of things, I definitely see this thing putting in a decent chunk of work. I just gotta position myself properly, you know, and considering how speed tiers really suck against my Zeraora, I can actually run Adamant Nature with a lot of HP investment. So yeah, I definitely see this thing putting in a lot of work. Now, as far as offensive pressure goes, I think Choice Bandit, Arcanine would be a wonderful threat to complement it in every conceivable way, because yeah, when you look at Arcanine and the rest of his squad, he again has very little switch-ins to this thing in the first place. So when I'm Adamant Nature, rocking a Choice Band with Flare Blitz, Close Combat, Wild Charge, Extreme Speed, you name it, this thing is going to wreak a lot of chaos on Sky's team. So yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. Now, obviously, I need a sense of speed control. And minus the fact that I definitely do happen to possess the Zeraora on my side, I also need another Pokemon to ensure that I'm able to outspeed his other threats like his Cobalion, his Hydreigon, and everything else really. So yeah, in that sense, Choice-Scarf Kyurem is, in my opinion, the best possible Pokemon to use for this situation, as yeah, it just pretty much outspeeds his whole squad in general. Earth Power, Ice Beam, Draco Meteor, Freeze Drive, pretty self-explanatory, it hits his whole squad. And yeah, hopefully if I'm able to use it properly, it's going to just wreak a lot of chaos. So yeah, next up we got our Golden Shovel, which is our Chople Berry, Steelix, rocking Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Body Press, and Rock Slide. The reason as to why it has Chople Berry here in the first place is if his Gengar happens to possess the Focus Blast, which I will be able to take decently well before retaliating back with an Earthquake of my own. And yeah, Rock Slide is really good because it hits his Rotom Fan, especially with Sheer Force. Stealth Rock is really spammable against them, and Body Press is here because it hits his Cobalion, it hits his outright Okos is Mamoswine, really. Like, the fact that Body Press does more than Iron Head is insane on so many levels, guys. It's not even funny. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it regarding this Pokemon. For the final two ones, I have fully specially defensive Togekiss with Roost, Air Slash, Thunder Wave, and Defog. Because yeah, I definitely need hazard control when I have Arcanine and Kyurem on my side. And truthfully speaking, this thing is definitely my best sort of switch in for his Primarina. Because unless of course it happens to be Choice Specs, this thing will very much be able to switch in on every Primarina variant, and with Thunder Wave I will be able to get my sense of speed control, as well as, you know, like flinch things down with Air Slash, defog to get hazards off my side of the field, and pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much just all I got to say. And for the last Pokemon, we got Assault Vest Passimian with Close Combat, Rock Slide, Gong Shot, and Knockoff, and with this investment that you see before you, there is not a single Pokemon on his team sans Choice Specs Primarina. And I say Choice Specs Primarina specifically because if it is any other variant other than that, it's not gonna Oko me. So this thing is really, realistically speaking, one of the best possible leads against this squad. And with the investment that you see before you, I'm going to be able to take any single hit just fine before being able to hit really hard with pretty much all the moves that I got with me, really. So yeah, overall, I wouldn't say this is my best squad because I pretty much just made this off the top of my head. But honestly, hopefully we will be able to come out on the better end of this exchange. And yeah, that's all I got to say on the matter. And I'll see you all on the battle. Alright guys, we are back right now, ready for our match against our boy, Chris aka Skyrander, and as you can see, these are the 6 Pokemon he brought against me. Honestly, I'm rather perplexed to see Rotom Fan, but at the same time it makes sense. But yeah, lead-wise, Passimian does a lot of damage against him, and there is no way in hell any of his Pokemon kills me with one hit sans Primarina, which will have to take a Gong Shot to the dome. So I'm going to lead off with that as he leads off with his Primarina. And turn 1, I got no reason to not click Gong Shot, and I'm going to do that right now. Bruh. But unfortunately, I'm going to miss that turn 1 as he is going to be able to click Moonblast and get a lot of damage off on me. And this is going to be the turn that matters the most throughout this game, which you will see exactly why. But yeah, I'm going to get my Define, which is pretty great, but as of now, I see no reason for him to stay in, so I'm going to make a hard read and expect him to go out into his Cobalion or something else, which is why I'm going to go for a close combat. But unfortunately, he goes out in his Gengar, and that is not going to work out for me, meaning that now I'm pretty much forced into a position where I'm going to have to sack off this Pokemon. And yeah, just like that, I'm going to lose my Passimian, and for reasons that are unfortunately beyond my control. But yeah, here I'm going to go out in my Kyurem, which is my Hubert, and here I'm with Primarina not taking any form of damage whatsoever. I'm kind of forced into a position where I need to make a hard read and click Freeze Dry, praying to God that he goes out into just that, but unfortunately he ends up going out into his Mamoswine, and judging by this Freeze Dry damage that you're about to see right now, it just goes to show that this thing is Assault Vest as all hell. So yeah, seeing as to how I'm Choice Scarfed, I have no reason to stay in. I'm going to go out in my Ferdinand, praying to God that he clicks Ice Skull Crash and not Earthquake, because if he does, I'm pretty much screwed as it is. But he's going to make a really good play and click Knockoff, and you're going to see that do a decent chunk of damage because, yeah, I'm an offensive variant. But considering how his Primarina is still alive, I'm unfortunately forced to just pretty much go straight for a Flare Blitz here and now. Got really no reason not to click on any other moves in the first place, and you are gonna see that just pretty much bounce off Primarina like it's nobody's business, and that's really unfortunate because, yeah, I'm not even coming close towards putting myself in a position where I will be able to just pretty much, you know, like, make my plays as leniently as possible without considering endless variables. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to be pretty much forced to switch hard out into my Togekiss, which would have to be, like, pretty much my main answer to this thing. Like, the only good thing about this thing being leftovers and not Choice Specs is that I can bring in my Togekiss leniently on this thing as much as I can. So, yeah, leftovers is going to come off for him, and this is pretty bad as it is, as what I believe I do now is just pretty much make a hard double. Going out into my Kyurem, really expecting him to go hard out into... I honestly don't remember what I expect him to go out into, if I'm being completely honest, which is pretty much unfortunate, and I'm really sorry about that. But he's going to go out into his Mamoswine, and this is obviously pretty bad as it is, because right now, I'm pretty much just forced to go straight for a Dracometer here and now. Hope to God that he doesn't go out into Primarina, as thankfully it doesn't, but you are going to see that pretty much just bounce off him. I mean, it would have pretty much just knocked him out if he was not Assault Vest in the first place, but seeing as to how he is going to be able to knock off my Choice Scarf, and by that, I won't be able to outspeed his Cobalion or his Hydreigon anytime soon, assuming they are not Choice Scarfed. So yeah, this is pretty bad as it is, as right now I'm going to pretty much go out into my Happy the Togekiss, expecting him to hard double out, go out into his Primarina. But instead, he goes straight out into his Cobalion, and this is obviously bad news for me because, yeah, what reason do I have to stay on this thing anyways, am I right? But yeah, here I'm just gonna pretty much go out in my Arcanine, I believe, praying to God that he goes out into, like, sets up Stealth Rocks or something else, really. But unfortunately, he goes back out. Oh no, never mind, sorry. I go out into my my Steel Lakes, expecting him to... Honestly, I don't know what I was thinking really. Like, it's been such a long time. But yeah, really sorry for the half-assed narration. But basically, all you need to know would have to be the fact that because his Primarina is such a piece of garbage, I am pretty much forced into a spot where none of my predictions are working out for me right now, because this is pretty much the biggest wild card against me, and considering how Gongshot ended up missing, this is pretty bad, as yeah, I'm pretty much forced into a spot where I'm gonna go out in my Togekiss. Unfortunately, I'm gonna end up getting crit and burn too in the process, which is pretty much just a salt in the wound in the process, but yeah, seeing as to how this is pretty much the only Pokemon that I have that can conceivably switch it on this thing, I'm gonna have to go for a Roost here and now, and he is going to make the right play by going hard out into his Mamoswine from here. And this is obviously like really bad news for me as it is, because yeah, right now I have to stare in the face of Mamoswine again and pretty much be forced to go out into my Arcanine and hope to God that it clicks Icicle Crash or something else along those lines. So yeah, I'm gonna go out in my Ferdinand and get my Intimidate off, praying to God that he goes for Icicle Crash and that I survive. But unfortunately, he goes straight for Stone Edge, and that is really bad for me, because that is just going to outright obliterate me. And yeah, this is already turning out into an absolute shit show. So here, I'm pretty much just gonna go out into my Zeraora and pretty much just try to make do with whatever I can, really. Seeing as to how he should switch out, I'm just gonna set up a substitute and pretty much try to make something happen, courtesy of bulking up and all of those things, because truthfully speaking, Zeraora matches up phenomenally against the vast majority of his squad. That much is in itself an undisputed fact. So yeah. Here, I'm pretty much just gonna set up a bulk up. In theory, Rotom Fan should not be able to touch me in any conceivable way, so this is a pretty good situation in theory, but unfortunately, as you are going to see right now, Sky has a really good prep by rocking the Foul Play, which is definitely going to be able to break my substitute and just stop whatever plans I've had of just outright wreaking chaos with this thing. If I was a special variant with Calm Mind and Thunderbolt, that would have been a very different story, but that wasn't the case for this week, and I stand by, you know, like having physical over special because he has other Pokemon like his Serena and along those lines. So yeah, I'm gonna try to set up a substitute, hoping that he clicks Will-O-Wisp, which in hindsight was a pretty bad play in general. What I should have done then and there was either A, set up another bulk up, or just pretty much just knock him out with or just hit him with a Plasma Fist to the dome. But yeah, as of this moment in time, I'm just gonna pretty much give up whatever, you know, like hopes of setting up another substitute on this thing, as I'm gonna come very close towards knocking him out. But unfortunately, that is not going to become a reality, as he's going to go straight for a Foul Play. And that is going to do a very decent chunk of damage to me. But yeah, when you combine that with the fact that I set up my substitute for literally no conceivable reason, that is going to come back to bite me big time. And I'm just going to pretty much just knock out his Rotom Fan right now with the close combat, while being really like, you know, like whittled down. And just so you know, the reason I clicked close combat in the first place was you know, like on the off chance he wanted to make an aggressive play by going out into his Mamoswine or something else along those lines. So yeah, I stand by it, as he's gonna pretty much go hard out into his Gengar here and now. And it is at this moment that I realize that I don't necessarily have the best possible switch into this thing at all. Like, this thing just outright demolishes my squad in every conceivable way. So as of now, I pretty much decided that I should pretty much go out into my my Steel Lakes, because since I happen to be especially defensive as all hell, I should be able to take two Shadow Balls at the very least. Like, I wanted to go out in my Togekiss as well, but unfortunately I thought that like that would not be the best play, as I would pretty much just die to 2 Shadow Balls. But yeah, as you can see, just get the Spit Up drop then and there, which kind of forces me to just get my ass on out here and go straight out into my Togekiss. Because yeah, I literally have no other play in the first place, as you are going to see him, Sky just pretty much click Shadow Ball again, and this is pretty much just a wasted turn in general for me, because yeah, in the first place, I probably should have just gone out into my Togekiss as it is and prevent my Steelix from taking any semblance of damage whatsoever, as yeah, you're gonna see that come into play later on. But in either case, I'm pretty much just forced to just go straight for a Roost here. Literally have no other play in this world, as yeah, he's gonna make the really good play by going out into his Mamoswine, which is in itself really solid positioning on Sky's behalf. But here, I'm pretty much just gonna go out into my Steelix. I think, yes, I do. Hoping to God that he pretty much just goes straight for Stone Edge or something else along those lines, because yeah, with how this game is going, I just gotta like it's pretty much just me positioning myself to try and not get absolutely like destroyed throughout this game, you know? But yeah. Here, what I'm going to do right now is just pretty much go hard out into my Sapphire with my Zeraora, hoping that he doubles out into something else along those lines, because I actually thought this was a Choice Scarf Mamoswine, but as you can see, he just switches up his moves and clicks Earthquake, and just like that, I lose my Zeraora, and right now, things are totally not looking good for me. But yeah. Here, I'm gonna pretty much just go out into my Kyurem here and now. Unfortunately, because I happen to have lost my Choice Scarf, I really have no chance in outspeeding either his Gengar or his Hydreigon or his Cobalion, which is like really bad on so many levels. But I'm gonna click Earth Power, hoping to God that I'm able to like catch something, as thankfully it goes out in his Cobalion, and that is going to do so much damage, but unfortunately come really short of being able to knock this thing out, which is very unfortunate, as right now what I'm gonna do is just pretty much go out in my Togekiss, praying to God that he clicks Close Combat, because yeah, if he clicks Iron Head, this game's already over as it is. But he's gonna make the smart play by clicking Close Combat as it is, because yeah, Cobalion has really bad attack in general. Like, it has decent attack, but really not the best. So him clicking Iron Head would have just pretty much made sure that I would have survived regardless. So yeah, this is pretty much gonna work out in my favor, I suppose, as what I believe I do right now would have to be pretty much go hard out into my Golden Shovel, my Steelix, which is pretty nice, I guess. And as of now, I pretty much praying to God that I survive an Earthquake. Like, literally, I have no other play as it is, as right now I'm just gonna pretty much go for a Body Press, hoping that I'm able to catch his Hydreigon or something else along those lines. But because this obnoxious piece of hot garbage of a Pokemon still exists, I have to deal with this Primarina, which is nearly at 100%. And this Body Press is gonna do so little damage, that so much so to the point that when you combine that with the fact that he has leftovers, this thing is going to be an absolute pain in the ass. And the reason I say all of that right now is because you are going to see one of the most soul-crushing sequences I've ever had the misfortune of going through in my life. Why this happened to me, I do not know, but I'm gonna speed it up, so yeah. Okay, we are finally back right now, and as you can see, my man Sky is gonna stop trying to stall me out with this Primarina because I was able to actually paralyze this thing. And yeah, unfortunately, due to me losing my special attack in this whole, oh my gosh, soul-crushing sequence, I'm not gonna be able to knock this thing out with an Air Slash, as here he's just gonna pretty much go for an Ice Shard, which is thankfully not gonna be able to knock me out. And this is pretty much a stroke of good luck as it is, because had he had Icicle Crash, then I would have just pretty much died, plain and simple. But yeah, down goes his ex-wife. My god, that came out very wrong. As I'm gonna be able to pretty much prevent a 5-0 at this point, which is pretty nice, I guess. But now out comes his Cobalion, and with my Steelix being whittled down, with my Togekiss also being whittled down, there's really not much I can do at this point, guys. But regardless, I'm gonna pretty much just go out in my Golden Shovel here and now. Pray to God that he clicks Iron Head or something, as he actually does end up clicking just that. And right now, what I believe I do is just pretty much just me click Earthquake right now, as unfortunately he makes a very good play by going out in his Hydreigon. As right now, he's just gonna pretty much go for a Dark Pulse. That's actually not gonna be able to knock me out, but with this Body Press, you are going to see that he actually happens to possess a Chople Berry with him, and that just pretty much just throws my entire plan for a loop as it is. So yeah, unfortunately, now I'm gonna have to let my Steelix go down. I definitely misplayed with how I use this Pokemon for sure. I should not have let this thing take a Shadow Ball in the first place, because had I not done such a thing, I probably would have been able to take this Hydreigon down in the first place. But regardless, it's a thing of the past, as right now I'm gonna pretty much go out into my Happy here and pretty much just try to prevent myself from, you know, just getting swept by his Hydreigon, which is literally what's gonna happen right now if I don't survive this. Thankfully, max special defense and max HP, Togekiss is going to be able to come through and be able to survive this hit. And as of now, I believe I'm just going to pretty much just click Thunder Wave right now, because literally, my only way of winning right now is if I'm able to miraculously paralyze his Gengar and his Hydreigon, as well as his Cobalion, which is not gonna happen, by the way. So yeah, I'm gonna be able to get my Thunder Wave off, which is pretty nice, I guess. Like, literally, this whole game, I could have, you know, like, just pretty much given up as it is, but I'm not the kind of person that just rolls over and dies as it is, so yeah. Here, I'm pretty much just gonna go straight for another Roost because I literally have no other play. Sky is going to make a tremendous play by calling just that and going hard out into his Gengar. And it is at this point that I pretty much realize that this game has pretty much reached its end game, and that there is really no semblance of chance of me being able to win this one. As yeah, Sludge Bomb is gonna be able to outright knock me out, which I was really surprised by because I was actually much more healthier. But in either case, I'm just gonna pretty much go out in my Hubert the Kyurem. I am pretty much just gonna click Art Power right now because I legitimately have no other play in the first place. As, yeah, he's gonna go for a Sludge Bomb of his own, and he's gonna be able to he's not gonna be able to knock me out, that is, but Poison is just gonna pretty much here to act as a salt in the wound, as I'm gonna be able to take down the Gengar of his. And right now, his last Pokemon would have to be his Cobalion, his Primarina, and his, Hydreigon, which is really unfortunate because, yeah, his Cobalion is pretty much going to be what guarantees the fact that he would win this game. Had this thing died, maybe I could have had a chance in the first place, along with not getting, you know, like, poisoned by his Gengar, but regardless, we are going to lose 3-0 right now, and just like that, the Bullet Punch Club, for the first time ever, is starting a season with a 0-2 record and -4 differential. Honestly, this match really was a very unfortunate one in itself because, like, I had a lot of problems connecting with Sky before this whole match even began in the first place, but when you combine that with the fact that with, you know, like, all the hacks involved in this match, from Gunk Shot missing turn 1, which, like, really threw all my plans for a loop, and then, you know, like, the other forms of hacks that happened throughout the majority of this game, which was made even worse by the fact that my recording just outright fucked itself up so bad. Like, seriously, my laptop was going through some serious issues during that. It was really unfortunate, but you know what? That's how it is, really. Regardless of how the outcome was, don't consider this as me talking down on Sky's playing abilities, because as you saw, he made the most out of all the opportunities presented to him, you know, which very much speaks volumes about his playing abilities. So, mad props to you, my guy. But yeah, regardless, we the Bullet Punch Club definitely have not given up by any means, and still have all the ambition in the world to make something out of this. So you know what? I hope you guys are excited for the rest of the weeks, because right now mistakes were made and lessons were learned. But make no mistake about it when I say that we will make playoffs. So yeah, I'm gonna upload the rest of the matches literally tomorrow and every other day afterwards, because I'm done playing around. I finally come to a realization of a lot of things, and as of now, I hope you guys are ready for this. So yeah, with that being said, my name is The Gunner. Thank you very much for watching. Have yourselves a glorious day, and I'll see you all on the flip side. Bish!